Hello and welcome to yet another refutation. This time I will be taking on a video called The Bible, Science, and Morals that I found while looking through Potholder 51's videos. Now, I know I'm not done with Kirk Cameron yet, but because my brain cells have not been fully replenished after last night, I have decided to take a break from him. And I should note that the username of the person making this video, Emptywithoutjesus, is very inaccurate because I don't really feel empty. Except for, of course, missing a few brain cells. Well, that said, let's begin.
Alright, atheists, check it out. See those smiley faces? I want you to have that same smiley face when you look at this video.
I highly doubt it.
Okay? Because look, atheists, I love you guys, man. Why would I go ahead and defend my faith, the very existence of God in me, okay? The spiritual significance of the change.
I don't know, because you keep claiming it, and people probably want you to prove that it happens.
For the fun of it? You think I like being called names?
Because you're an idiot?
You think I like the abuse? No. You know, I like...
Well, of course you don't. No one likes abuse.
The truth.
Unless they're masochists.
Okay. Now, you get so angry, I think, because what you believe has never been observed.
Or maybe because you're just being an idiot making idiotic claims.
In atheism or evolution is basically faith.
Stop here. Bacterial resistance, anyone?
You hate that word, but it is.
Stop here again. I would like you to prove this.
Let's say something has never been observed, but I believe it. That's faith, right?
Yeah, except evolution has been observed. Bacterial resistance. Bacterial resistance.
It's happening.
Bacterial resistance.
Listen,
bacterial resistance.
This is a video response, and also a video I wanted to do, probably call it something like More of the Amazing Bible or something. But anyway, to Mr. Potholder,
let's hear it.
Has put me in a video, one of his videos. And,
well, with good reason. You've been nominated for a Golden Crocoduck award.
Me in one of his videos, mocking a quote that I've given
and likely mine. In fact, actually, it was a quote you did mine.
Something he said in there was regarding the generalization of creationists, that we pick on Darwin and then...
well, you do. It's kind of truth. The same thing you claim your religion to be.
I don't want to misquote him, because forget it, man.
You did that.
If I misquote him, but something regarding, our prophets can't be trusted, okay?
Well,
let's just leave it at that. Okay?
Why do you think they can?
So
wait,
I said,
faith.
I wanted to do this video, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to read some of these things that are from our Bible, okay? 66 books, 40 different authors, written over hundreds of years.
And how do you know it's true?
You say it is a conspiracy.
And how do you know it's true?
Propagate the
and can you prove that it's true?
Something we can't see.
Can you prove that it has any validity over any other holy book?
Everywhere that we were created, and yet science has no answer, or actually, in my opinion, no good answer for the existence of, or for the reason for our existence.
Methinks you are guilty of shifting the goalposts. Fallacy count 1.
So no doubt you're going to pick apart one or two of these things that I say.
One or two? I'm going to pick apart all of them. That's what this video is for.
Basically harp on me ad nauseum. But listen, please accept the truth, okay? This is the Bible.
How do you know it's the truth? 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 How do you know it's of supernatural origin? How do you know it's the truth? How do you know it's the truth? How do you know it's the truth?
This is from a little booklet I have about 101 scientific facts. You can get it online.
And it's probably written by an apologist.
I'll just read it to you, and you tell me if us creationists hate science. And by the way, I love science, man. I wish.
And yet you seem to be vehemently against the scientific method itself.
A knucklehead. I did not pay attention. I was.
No wonder you're a creationist.
Waste of life, and Jesus changed my life, and I've never been the same. And the funny thing is,
you're even more of an idiot than you were before.
You're going to be in my boat with me, and us Christians will gladly accept you. The thing is, you'll be defending. I shouldn't get ahead of myself, but you'll be find yourself defending yourself to people that you love. Like, hey man, I know I was like you, but God really changed my life. I mean,
how do I know that your God will change my life? How do I know that your holy book is true?
Fighting the same battle. But honestly, I don't like
how do you know that is true? Are you God? Are you claiming to be God?
That's just how I see it. Anyway, let's see. Job 26, verse 7 says that the earth free floats in space. Amazing, right? That this person, Job, most people believe the oldest book in the Bible. I don't care if it was 200 years ago. Okay? When did we learn about the Earth free floating in the universe out there? Okay.
Let's see. It doesn't really free float because it's held by the sun's gravity and held in an orbit. So I wouldn't really call that free floating. And doesn't Job also say that it's about
Hebrews
it's held up
11:3
by
says
pillars?
creation is made of particles. Not until the 19th century was it
Made of
discovered
particles.
that all visible
Gee,
matter consists
what a
of
concept.
invisible
We're all
elements.
made up
I'm gonna
of tiny
prove it
little
with a lot.
building blocks. I
Genesis
think
6:15.
I'm going to stop this right here and note that the concept of an atom was put forward by Greek philosophers that came before the book of Hebrews was written. So methinks you were getting things wrong here. They did kind of have an idea on it. They just, couldn't really observe it at the time. But now we can. That's just the confirmed observation. Unfortunately, it's not from the Bible. It's from Greek philosophers. The atom was a concept in that the Greeks said it was a type of particle that you basically could not divide. Now, it is possible to divide an atom. However, if you do divide an atom, the substance you have on you, if you divide its atoms, will lose its properties as a substance and become a different substance. If you basically split the atom apart, you'll have a lot of fast neutrons and a bunch of free hydrogens. You won't have the same substance anymore. So in that regard, the atom is indivisible because it is the base component of a given substance, and if you attempt to divide it, you won't have that substance anymore because that substance's properties will change.
Specifies perfect dimensions for a stable water vessel or a boat. Shipbuilders today are well aware the ideal dimension for a ship is
Stop. Are you talking about the Ark? Because last time I checked, one, the Ark could not have held like every single species. It is completely impossible, and two, it was pretty damn big. And the you haven't even shown how these dimensions are in any way perfect. You just say, oh, well, this states perfect dimensions. Well, perfect dimensions could mean anything. I think you're being deliberately vague here, personally.
A length 6 times than that of its width. God told Noah this 4,500 years ago.
Except that there is no evidence to show that there was ever a global flood, and this is likely based off of local flood myths. Gee, this is slowly and actually very quickly losing credibility.
Okay. Some of these things I know you say, come on, Empty, give me a break. But some of these things, scientifically speaking, are in there. Now, maybe that's not a scientific fact, okay? Nevertheless, it's a pretty good one. Oceans contain springs, Job 38:16.
Oceans do not contain springs.
I know.
Wait. Since when do oceans contain springs? Something tells me you're making a completely false claim.
Job was written last year, right? I mean,
Can you shut up?
Post-dated. That's your answer to everything. You got an answer for everything, I must admit. So, it would have been, almost all the ocean floor is in total darkness, and the pressure there is enormous. It would have been impossible for Job to have explored, quote,
except that you haven't even showed that the ocean has springs, which last time I checked, it does not.
In the 70s, with the help of deep diving research subs that were constructed to withstand 6,000 pounds per square inch pressure, oceanographers discovered springs on the ocean's floor.
Cite your source. Cite your source, please. Cite your source.
If one of these things is true, it would prove God. Because
How?
It's supernatural.
How?
There's no way.
How? Okay.
Because you don't. Most of you guys
give me
don't
a second
believe in
here. First, you
dreams,
haven't even.
or,
Okay.
Vision.
You haven't even cited your source on the springs at the bottom of the ocean, and one of those was one of the things you cited was derived by Greek philosophers. One of the things you cited isn't wholly true because the Earth is most certainly not floating free. It is held in an orbit by a thing known as gravity, as in the sun's gravity. So, first and second off, how does this prove supernatural? Maybe Job looked up at the sky and saw space and thought, well, Earth is floating free here. Like, the stars are off our world. Well, then our world does not appear to be moving or held up by anything, so it's floating free. How does that have to be supernatural? It's just basically, a slightly educated guess. So really, you're not proving anything, and accuracy in part does not necessarily mean accuracy of the whole. The Bible is in parts historically accurate. That doesn't mean that Genesis is true. In fact, Genesis gets the order of life developing, if you would call it the order of creation, gets very, very wrong. The evidence contradicts it. Of course, the evidence does not show that God magically poofed these things into existence in general. And, well, wait, and that you also... creationists also like to claim, oh, the Big Bang was nothing, and then an explosion of nothing created everything. You know, everything came from nothing. That's exactly what you're claiming, I should note. Anyway, we're running up on time, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to start on part 2 in a few seconds, or whenever I feel so inclined. Next part of my Ray Comfort refutation is coming. Until then, rate, vote, comment, and I'll see you in part 2.